Well, of course, I made more money working as an engineer in Sweden. About 3 years ago, I decided to quit my job as an engineer in Sweden to move to Taiwan because of love for my wife. When I was working as an engineer in Sweden, my salary, or the salary for an engineer, is about 110,000 Taiwanese dollars for a new engineer. From this, of course, we pay quite much tax. So I paid about 1/3 of that for tax. So it was about $35,000 per month for tax. And of course, it sounds really, really crazy when you say like this, or you give away 35,000, you know. But Sweden is a very good society, so we felt we get good healthcare and a good society and a free school, so we still feel that we are getting some value for this money that we are paying. And it still left me with, you know, $75,000 per month, so that is still quite enough. Even though Sweden is of course much more expensive than Taiwan, it's still of course quite enough to have a nice life in Sweden. Then I moved to Taiwan. I studied Chinese for 1 year, and after that I worked as a YouTuber for 2 years. So thank you so much everyone for supporting me. And as a YouTuber, there are different ways of making money. The first one is to make money on YouTube itself, because before your video there will be a little advertisement, and if you guys click on that advertisement, I get some money, and the amount of money is about 1,000 views is about $1. So these are my views for the last 28 days. We can see that about 800,000 views. It really differs depending on the day. For example, this day here, I put up my video with Adi, and then almost more than 100,000 people watched my channel that day, so I'm really happy. And total for these last 28 days, I made 820 US dollars, which is about the same as 25,000 Taiwanese dollars. This is of course not as much as I made in Sweden, but it's still kind of enough to have a decent life here in Taiwan, so it's pretty nice. And the second way to make money as a YouTuber is to have a cooperation together with a company where they want to promote their product in your video. It's hard sometimes to find a product that I feel really fits, you know, my style of making videos and the kind of things that you guys are interested in as well. For example, a while ago there was a company who reached out to me because they want me to promote their trap for rats. And I was thinking, how can I make an interesting video of this, you know? Because I live on the few floors up, and we don't really have any rats here. So should I first buy a rat, let that rat run around? I think Choba would even be scared. And then I would take the rat trap and try to catch the rat, you know. So I felt in the end, okay, this is a video that really doesn't match my channel very much, so I turned down to make a video about the rat trap. I'm sure it was a great product. And the third way to make money as a YouTuber is to have a merchandise, which can be, for example, a t-shirt with your face or your logo, you know. And so far I didn't make any merchandise because honestly I have no idea how to do it. I found this page where you can make your own merchandise. So pick a shirt here. Pick this really beautiful photo of myself dressed up as Charlie. Yeah, here we go. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, like that. Of course, the text should say Team J. Yeah, that's pretty good though. Team J. Oh, it has to be down here. Too much rotation. Okay, so that is my shirt. If anyone wants to buy this shirt, please send me some money. Another thing about being a YouTuber versus an engineer that I think about quite a lot is, you know, which one has the biggest purpose? Which one of being a YouTuber or an engineer is helping society in the best way? And I still don't quite have an answer for this one, because when I work as an engineer, you know, we are helping society in a very like tangible way. Like, you know, we are putting up solar panels, so we are replacing kind of bad ways of generating electricity with a better way. It's really improving the society, you know. And as a YouTuber, I feel sometimes I'm not sure if we are making society better, but I still think we are feeling kind of a purpose, because for my case, I think I help Taiwan to see themselves from kind of a different perspective, and I think also some people feel happy when they watch my videos. For my last video, someone even wrote like, "Oh, Jonas' voice is so make me so calm. I always like to fall asleep listening to Jonas' voice," and I felt this was a little bit creepy, right? But I was also very, very touched to get that comment. So I think as a YouTuber we are making the society a little bit happier, you know. And I have also been thinking if I can combine these two, you know, and make some videos talking about, for example, the energy, renewable energy in Taiwan, and air quality in Taiwan, these kind of things, because I know quite a lot about this topic, but I do not yet know how to make an interesting video regarding these topics. Every time you say you're an engineer, people think you're like kind of a serious person, kind of a little bit smart, you know, and maybe also a little bit boring. Like they don't really know what to talk about with an engineer, and a lot of engineers also don't know what to talk about their job because it's not so super interesting to talk about. The most common reaction I get when I say I work as a YouTuber is like, how do you make money being a YouTuber? What people really care about is like, how do we make money? And that's why I thought I can make this video and I can talk a little bit about how we make money. I feel that it's not taken very, very seriously as a job. Like a lot of time I say I'm a YouTuber and people say, I can help you to get a job as an English teacher if you want. And I'm like, why I want to teach English? You know, my first language is not English. Nothing wrong with being an English teacher, but it's not the path I'm looking for at the moment. When I worked as an engineer in Sweden, we didn't have to work a lot of hours. It's not like Korea where you have to work until you're burned out, and I think also Taiwan has a lot of working hours for their engineers. So I didn't feel this kind of stress, but when I worked as an engineer in Sweden, quite quickly I became the project manager. Actually already after 1 year I got a big project that I had to manage myself. And I felt that it was quite the big stress that this project has to come out really well. You know, you put a lot of stress on yourself. I think most of my stress as an engineer was not about like solving problems, but rather, you know, the relation with my boss and these kind of things. As a YouTuber, it's a little bit different. I definitely work more hours as a YouTuber than I did as an engineer. It's more like a lifestyle. You're always thinking about, what video should I make? Or you're cutting video, shooting video. Like you have to do so many different things if you want to be a YouTuber, you know. If I think I did a really good video and I put up that video and it turns out that almost no one wants to watch that video, then I feel it's very stressful. Like I put so much effort, you know, why is no one watching? If you get a lot of hate comments, but I've been pretty lucky because I get some hate sometimes, but it seems that I don't feel so affected by this kind of hate, and it's not so deep. They just say I'm a stupid foreigner, you know. I don't really take this criticism very deeply. So the perks and benefits of being an engineer in Sweden are actually quite good. For example, you have 5 weeks of paid vacation as an engineer in Sweden. When you start out at 5 weeks, and this can become more, 6 weeks if you work there for a while. You get some health insurance. Everyone in Sweden has health insurance, just like in Taiwan, but we also had like a special private health insurance at my company. Also, I had some money that I can use for like gym or health activities, these kind of things. And the work hours are quite flexible. Like I had to work 8 hours a day, but I have to be in the office between 9 and 3, but apart from this, I can choose kind of how I want. So, of course, the benefit of as being a YouTuber are a little bit harder to maybe quantify in the same way. For example, I get quite many free products. Like people send me some different free products, especially if I make a video, I'll get a lot of products that are used in that video, of course. The other benefit is that you get recognized a little bit on the street. Some people like that, some people don't like that. For me, I think it's pretty nice. I like when people come up to talk with me. And of course, the benefit as a YouTuber is that you can be very creative and you can plan your own schedule. So as a summary, I think that the life as an engineer in Sweden, of course, is very stable and it's very good, and the payment is very good, and most of all, I think that the benefits are very good as working as an engineer in Sweden. And the main reason I didn't start a job as an engineer in Taiwan, I have heard that the working conditions here is a lot worse. You have to work a lot more hours and you don't get that much vacation, and also of course the payment is not as good as in Sweden. And for the job as a YouTuber, of course the payment is a little bit less and it's much more unstable, you know, like you don't know how much you're gonna make in 1 month. But at the same time, you know, I feel like I'm making something for myself, and I built up this YouTube channel, and of course I got a lot of help from you guys and I got a lot of help from my wife, but it's still something I did and I got to express my creativity. And And I want to ask you guys as well, do you think the job as an engineer or a YouTuber, which one is most meaningful, and which life would you choose if you had the alternative? And do you think I am making the right choice at the moment, or do you think I should go back to engineering? Please write a comment down there in the description. Okay, thank you so much for watching my video today, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.